Today on RV Miles.
Lord.
Money, 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 money. I'm not touching you. Maybe we should trade places.
No, because you're higher than me. Hey everybody, on this video we're going to talk about the top ways that you
sorry. Do we look here? Where should we be looking?
Yes, the big lens of the camera is where you should look. Hi everybody, on this video we're going to talk about the top ways that you can make money on the road to pay for your full-time RVing lifestyle. Is that we're counting your fingers?
I'm Abby, this is Jason, and we are RV Miles, RVmiles.com, and the RV Miles podcast.
And here we talk about all things RV, whether it's tips or tricks or our full-time RVing lifestyle. And this video is part of our full-time RVing series that has just kicked off recently. And today we're going to talk about money, making money. It's the biggest question anybody asks and the biggest thing that you need to figure out if you want to go full-time on the road and you're not retired. How do you make money to pay for your lifestyle?
So we have 30 suggestions that might inspire you to find a way to make an income on the road. Now, there are probably 30, 60, 90 more other ways that you could do it, but we are just going to highlight our 30 that we think are some of the best ways to get started making an income and living life out on the road.
Numero uno, start your own business.
That seems to be the one thing everyone wants to do when they get on the road. We did it, sort of. We'd already had a business established, but while we were on the road, RV Miles was born.
If you listen to this week's episode of the RV Miles podcast, episode 147, talk with a couple RVers who did this a different way, where they actually started their business after being on the road, which is a way to do it, but it's not a way we recommend, nor do they.
No.
You really want to figure this out before you get on the road. There are all kinds of businesses that you can start, but you want to make sure that you pick one that you can run mobile on the road.
So we're just going to give you 3 things to think about when it comes to starting your own business. Am I a self-motivator? Am I entering into an oversaturated market? Is it going to be harder for me to get my business started because everybody and their brother is doing the same thing? And number 3, is this something I can do on my own in the beginning? So we are just a 2-person crew. We run everything that has to do with RV Miles, America's National Parks, and See America. It's a lot of work. So just know that when you go into this, you may not be making the income that allows you to sort of outsource some of that. So make sure whatever you do, you can do yourself, or that you're a self-learner enough that you can pick it up while you're in the midst and the craziness of starting your own business.
And some of our 29 following tips are going to be different businesses that you could start.
But not this one. Our second tip is work in a national park. Yes, you can work in a national park. You don't have to be a park ranger in order to spend time in a national park and make money doing it.
The big concessionaires at the biggest parks hire thousands of employees to work at Yellowstone, at Yosemite, to do concessions, to do trash pickup, to work the campgrounds, all sorts of different jobs that you can have. Most of it's seasonal work, which is great for some people and it's not great for others. And most of it requires that you be there for the entire course of the main season of that park, usually this summer.
But could you imagine spending a summer in Yellowstone?
Absolutely.
I mean, what a great way to make money.
And the concessionaire at Yellowstone has a campground just for their employees.
Number 3, be a camp host.
Camp hosts are the people that help out at a campground. So they're not the main employees at a campground, but they're people that generally get some sort of monetary compensation and a site in exchange for their work. So usually that means a certain number of hours a week helping check people in, maybe helping take people to their campsites, cleaning up campsites after people leave, might even involve some cleaning bathrooms or mowing, all that sort of stuff. There are many different types of camp hosts, and you want to be careful about this one.
Yes, a word to the wise.
Many camp host positions do not pay anywhere near what it sounds like they pay. they may be asking for a couple to work 30 hours a week each in exchange for just a campsite. And you do the math on that, and it works out to like $2 an hour. Yeah. So you really want to make sure that your exchange for your work is worth it.
Number 4, remote work. Do you have a job that you can do from anywhere in the country? So many of us right now, because of COVID-19, have been doing our jobs at home. Perhaps this is something your employer might be interested in discussing further with you. But before you just bust into the boss's office and say, I want to work from anywhere in the country, do your homework first. Show them how you can do this. Show them how you will continue to be productive. Have a plan in place. And then go in and say, I want to continue to work remotely.
Now you can also go on all the major job boards and look for positions that allow you to do remote work. You can have a career change right now before you get on the road and see if this is going to be right for you. You can make that career change, work from home before you get out in the RV.
And if you're finding that remote work or you're talking to your employer about it, we do suggest that you give a little bit of time to acclimate to that job before just jumping right out on the road, because it is a whole different beast once you get out on the road. So really have an established idea of what it is like to not be working in the office or with your coworkers or this brand new remote work job that you just picked up before you start adding all the other layers of travel and RV life and everything else that comes with it. Get to know the job first. And speaking of pandemic, online teaching is a fantastic way to make a living on the road. And it's also something that is in such high demand right now.
The coronavirus has just rocked the education world because obviously classroom learning is a challenge right now. But the plus side of that is institutions everywhere are figuring out how to do remote learning and are being more accepting of remote teaching. There are all kinds of opportunities. You could work at a university and remote teach if you want to, but there are many other opportunities for you to even just create your own classes for people. Websites like outschool.com. There's a website called vipkid.com that a lot of people use that is tutoring the English language to foreign students, and you don't have to have any sort of education degree whatsoever. You just have to be able to talk to students and help them sort of practice learning English. You don't even have to teach them English. If you have some sort of skill that you think you can share with people, like playing the guitar, playing the piano, voice lessons, those are all things that you can teach online.
Absolutely. Our son right now is taking music theory online with a teacher. He's taking ukulele lessons online with a teacher. He's considering taking voice lessons online with a teacher. And we are paying for those. And we are doing that from anywhere in this country. And that teacher is coming from anywhere in the country as well. It's amazing what you can do online these days. There are a lot of ways that you can become an online teacher. And we should say that everything we're mentioning here today is in a more in-depth article over at rvmiles.com. You're going to see a little button peep up right here, or just look in the description of this video and you'll find a link to the article. Our next suggestion is for maybe those of you who aren't quite ready to give up your sticks and bricks. Totally understand that. If you don't want to sell your home to get out on the road, you're not quite sure if this life is going to be for you forever, consider renting out your home, doing an Airbnb, or using that sticks and bricks that you're not living in to make an income work for you.
You can even start to build your own little Airbnb empire. Use your home, start buying properties and renting them out. Now that's real dicey right now, as people that have lots of Airbnbs are really getting hurt right now. But
we hope that this video will have some longevity.
There you go.
And will not just exist in the time of coronavirus. So in the future, when we get back to a more normal sense of life, Airbnbs were hot just a few months ago. They're going to be hot again. Now, our next one is incredibly interesting, and it kind of gets you back to the land, right? So if you enjoy physical labor and you've got some, a small amount of chunk of time that you can give for a long days, then you might want to consider harvesting and farm work as a potential.
There are lots of farms out there, and this is nothing new, that hire seasonal employees to help particularly with harvesting. And you can really work your tush off for 3-4 weeks straight and make a lot of money working like 12 to 16-hour days, but that's going to pay for like several months of travel.
Absolutely.
A lot of people go up to North Dakota and do the beet harvest up there, which is a really cool thing. It's grueling. It's sometimes cold and snowy and icy, but people love it because they get a lot of cash in their pockets.
And you're working with your hands.
You're working with your hands.
You're back into the soil of
and
the
then
earth.
you can just move on and you don't have to work
Yeah.
for several weeks.
And then if you want, you come back next year and you work with your hands again.
So the next one is energy work. Energy companies like oil companies hire people to work all over the country, lots of travelers, lots of RVers, to do things like oil field work, like pipeline inspection, pipeline building. And one of the most popular things that RVers do is gate guarding. There are lots of oil fields down in the South, usually in Texas, that have gates that need guarded. Only people can only come in every now and then. And you have a list of who can come in, and you as an RVer get an RV site, and you work 12 hours a day. And usually there's another RV that works the other 12 hours. So it is a 24-hour thing. And you cannot leave during any of that time. But if it's a couple, one of you can leave. And you can make a heck of a lot of money. And the work is, even though it's 12 hours a day, all you're doing is checking people in, maybe once an hour as they arrive.
It's like clipboard.
Yeah.
It's clipboard.
It's super simple. For a lot of it, you have to get security guard training, which you can do online, and it's super cheap. But the companies help you out with that and set you up. They're always looking for RVers.
Now, speaking of gates, theme park work.
Theme parks and other seasonal attractions like museums, places that get busy in the heavy tourist seasons like the summer, are always looking for seasonal employees. And a lot of theme parks even have RV parks where they let RVers stay.
Dollywood, anyone?
Dollywood even has a medical clinic for all their seasonal workers that you can get free health care at.
That's pretty rad. So that's kind of our detailed list. But now we're going to give you somewhere around 20 more jobs. We're just going to rattle them off that you can consider when you are thinking about a life on the road. You ready to do this?
Ready.
You can be a virtual assistant,
A traveling medical professional,
freelance writer, reporter, blog post for hire, technical writer, business writing, editing, all one job.
web designer,
Amazon Camper Force,
Amazon FBA businesses,
run an Etsy shop,
graphic designer,
video editor,
freelance, insert your skill here,
seasonal bartender, server in a touristy area, seasonal retail worker,
mobile RV mechanic,
get paid to take online surveys. Yes, folks, that is a thing. There is a link for it in the article.
sell goods at festivals, fairs, and RV shows,
Carnival and circus work,
medical coding,
telehealth doctor, nurse practitioner, or mental health clinician. Very, very important jobs.
traveling salesman,
And last but not least, an essential oils marketer, because who doesn't need their thieves?
I think we all need another MLM essential oils friend in our lives.
Don't be knocking our young living doTERRA friends out there, okay? They are doing the work. So those are just some job suggestions, but we want to say this before we go. And this is not to burst anybody's balloon, but we're going to give you some real truth. You will not make money in the beginning as an influencer.
Or maybe not in the end.
Or, yeah, in fact, influencer should just come across right here, and then I'm going to go, almost like ridiculously, we are telling you this in a YouTube video. But you should know this video is not what's paying our bills.
This video, if this video gets 10,000 views, we're probably going to make $20 off of it.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
you can have the most tripped out Instagram account. You can be shooting pictures that are absolutely stunning of your rig. You can be going on the YouTubes all day long. You can just Twitter until your fingers bleed. You can TikTok dance your way all through this RV life. But it really is like catching lightning in the bottle. And it is also grueling.
There are people that get there for sure, but it takes a long time, and you're going to have to find ways to pay for yourself to get to that point where you're actually making money doing that type of work. Because I can say there are probably 3 YouTube channels that are RV influencers that are making enough money to be an actual living off of YouTube. And even those people do about 40 other things that you don't see.
And they've been at it for years. We have just reached a point in our own business, our own small little business. We're almost 4 years, 3.5, 4 years into it, in which we aren't hustling all over the place, everywhere else, in order to just piece together a living to take care of our family. That's small business in general, though. Anyone who owns a small business, whether they're on the road or they're a mom and pop shop, are going to tell you those first few years are tough, and you sacrifice and bleed for that business. So whatever you decide to do, go into it wholeheartedly, but just know that you're not going to be able to snap a few pictures and then all of these sponsors are going to come running and they're going to want to give you all the things and they're going to want to pay you to go all over the places, because that's not going to happen, because you are one of a lot of people that are waiting for that to happen. So on that joyful note, we end this video about making a living on the road.
So we hope this video helped you. If you found value from it, please click the like button and please consider subscribing to the channel to get more information about the RV industry and RV travel, and also our continuing full-time RVing series.
Absolutely. And please come over and join us on the RV Miles podcast. It is a free to listen podcast that comes out every single week.
We also put a video version of it right here on YouTube.
Right here on the YouTubes, so that we can make another $3. This is a labor of love. And we thank you all so much. And we thank all of those who have come before us and given us the inspiration and the encouragement needed to get out on this road and start traveling and living this life, because it is absolutely possible. So until next time, y'all, keep logging those RV miles and take care.
Bye, everybody.